like I've been in situations where you talk to a recruiter, right? And
Yep.
then they tell you, all right, let me talk to the manager and then we'll try to schedule you in.
Mhm.
Then we talk to the manager. It's like, all right, they like me. It's been a week since I talked to the recruiter. And then the manager, all right, let me talk to the recruiter so they can reach out to you and they can give you the call with the next SE.
Yep.
And so it's just not doesn't seem very streamlined.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
just thinking like,
if luckily, when you work for a workflow automation company, you kind of tend to be able to fix things like that. We do use some of our own products for this whole, like, what does the experience look like? It's got an internal and external based set. Although we also use a third party for, we're not a, we don't have a recruiting software over here. We use commercially available software. But no, I hear you on that one. We try to make that as best as possible. That's why I mentioned that whole candidate experience. We don't want to try and keep people warm forever. But listen, that kind of happens, and especially in today's environment where there's a large amount of supply, and
yep.
like, well, I know I might have a role. I mean, this is a typical thing. All right, I'm a hiring manager. It's Q4. I think in Q2 or Q3 I might have a role open. I want to be as fast as possible, but I want to get the best candidates as possible. I might have a few conversations right now with people just to kind of feel what's out in the marketplace so that when it's real, because sometimes it's not necessarily real, just because it's posted on LinkedIn or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean it's translating into an actual open position. Then, we're kind of setting up for the future, the hopes that we might have something sitting out there.
One thing I didn't hear either one of you mention, or maybe I missed it. You just kind of talked about it, Jeff, right now, like future thinking. But we don't, as managers, as SE managers, I don't see a lot of SE managers do scouting, right? Like when you're about to join a sports league, you have scouts out there trying to find other SEs. But for a manager, they probably might put a job posting on LinkedIn, but there is no active scouting for the next talent. Is that something that should be looked at, is being looked at? Do you guys do it? Jeff, maybe you have an answer for that, and then we'll talk
Uh,
last, Dave.
yeah. I mean, is everybody doing it? No, but yeah, we're pretty active in trying to do that. That we try to get everybody at all levels. Even I do it, right? I'm always thinking like, all right, succession planning, or like, as you might imagine right now, generative AI and all the things that are going on there. Us, like every other company, is trying to do something in that. We know we're going to have open positions at some point. Those are going to be hard to fulfill. I probably won't be able to build them internally, so we're trying to go and do some light recruiting out there to see what does the market have. Let's get involved with all kinds of organizations that are out there to kind of figure out what's going to go on. And then, like I said, we end up very fortunate from a lot of customer or partners. They end up wanting to come work here, so that's a pretty active pipeline for us as well.
Okay, thank you. Dave,
I
any
wouldn't
thoughts around that?
I wouldn't say we're doing sort of any active, recruiting is the wrong word, but active outreach. I think for us, at least for me, I want to balance the kind of something you said. It's I don't want to lead people on and think they're interviewing for a job and then there is no job there. Like, so there's part of that. And at a smaller organization where we just like 100, like I maybe there's two people that got hired this year, or 3 years that got hired in 2024. It's not big growth, so I just want to be careful there. Um, we do, but anyone wants to have an informational conversation, always open to that, always available to chat to anyone who's interested in the role in the company. And I've had several of those. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, we're on different like leadership, pre-sales leadership collective, and other kind of things, just to have the name out there and try to make contacts, but no active potential bench building right now. Um, that may change, but right now, no, just I, I I always struggle with not wanting people to think they're actually interviewing for a job when there is not one.